I know it's like death or life because I do not have any other options. My first attempt to cross the oceans, I didn't make it, and I have lost 5 of my friends. That memory is still on the back of my head. What I did was, I just overcome my fear.
The Australian government has a strict policy on refugees, holding them in what it calls processing centres. They look more like prison camps. And those camps aren't even in Australia. One is on Manus Island in Papua New Guinea, the other in the Pacific Island nation.
They took us forcibly to Papua New Guinea, Manus Island. The phone that we are using, it is really illegal, and they can confiscate the phone from us. The immigration minister, he has visited us with only 3 words: "You will never and ever come to Australia." He turned his back and he walked away. And they have played the video.
You have been brought to this place here because you have sought to illegally enter Australia by boat. The new Australian government will not be putting up with those sorts of arrivals. If you have a valid claim, you will not be resettled in Australia. You will never live in Australia. If you are found not to be a refugee, you will remain in this camp until you decide to go home. And so I urge you to think carefully about that decision and make a decision to get on with the rest of your life.
Conditions really terrible. It's a kind of a hangar. We call it like a chicken house. 122 people of a different nationality. There's no breezeway. According to what we heard, we're going to be here only for a couple of months. I've been following a lot and very closely about the ongoing crisis in Sudan.
Darfur may have faded from the world's attention, but for many the conflict has never left. War and famine have plagued this region since February 2003.
I was between 15 and 16 years old. We ran from the villages until we found some shelters. My parents, they say, "Look, Aziz, you have to go. We have seen the rebels are hovering around the camps and they were looking for young men like you, my son, and they will abdicate you. Leave us here and just go." I took only my clothes and I walked away. And this is now the 3rd Ramadan that we have been spending here on this island without our families near to us. We need to know what's going to happen to us. Some people, they're just cutting themselves. I always say to myself, like, I'm out of this center, I'm out of this center. And I repeat it like maybe 100 times, oh, I'm out of the center, I'm not in the center, I'm not in the center. To keep my mind strong. That's my bed. That's where I sleep.
The Supreme Court in Papua New Guinea has ruled the detention of asylum seekers on Manus is illegal. The court has ordered the PNG and Australian governments to cease the practice immediately.
Today they have announced the closure of center will be on 31st of October, and you guys are not allowed to stay here. You have to leave the place.
Clear message to the government, the PNG government and Australian government, that we are not going to leave this detention center to another detention center. We only want freedom in a safe country, and it is a clear message.
What we want? Freedom! What we want? Freedom! What we want? Freedom!
When you cry or when you scream, no one can hear you. So, and I thought that is a better idea for me to be the messenger, to be the voice of everyone, so that the other people will hear. We are just 10 more days left for us. So I don't know what exactly is going to happen to us. Everyone is really anxious and depressed and worried, especially when they say that they're going to use the force. Today they have announced in the Senate that they are going to cut the water and the power, including the food. The immigration came in this afternoon to destroy everything that we have built, to destroy our water supplies. The rubbish bin that we saved some water in it, they kick it down, the water went on the ground, and we built some shelters that also they destroyed. They went and then they cut everything that we put around, like the line to put our clothes on top of it. And some of them, they keep saying that this is our land and you guys have to move from this place. You are not supposed to stay in our country. You go back to your country and move out of our land.
They cut the services on Manus Island. We have been denied our basic needs, water and food and electricity. That does not mean that we are going to surrender. We have been in this place for 4.5 years and we have not committed any crime.
If we leave this place, no one is going to guarantee our safety. They removed us from the previous detention center to a new detention by force, beating, handcuffing. This place might look a bit better, but it's still prison. The situation still looks the same.